world champions, including Zeke Jones, including John Smith, including so many others. It's a global brand. It has more medals all time than 11 countries in the world. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, not just what they've done in the past. I mean, the history of the club is so amazing, but also what they've done up until now. I mean, especially with the new age of wrestlers. Wrestlers from across the country would come here in the off season and, you know, train with Sun-Kissed Kids Wrestling. And it was a pivotal point after, you know, graduating college to be able to train there and decide where you're going with your wrestling career. So just an amazing, you know, club and organization that has influenced the wrestling world so much.
Has beyond influenced the wrestling world and the world of Sun Devil Wrestling, Sun-Kissed Kids. What a program it has been, and the impact will last forever in this great valley. Back to action here in Tempe. We got a good one still on hand. 9-6 Sun Devils lead. They take it at 125. Couple of upsets in here. A top 5 win for Richie Figueroa and Kyle Parco. But now it comes down to Chance McLean taking on top 10 wrestler Antrell Taylor.
Early, a little bit of face action as what seems to be the theme for today.
So Antrell Taylor, I apologize. Taking on Chance McLean at 165. Both wrestlers getting to work here quickly. Taylor, number 15 in the land. And number 10, according to Flo. McLean, number 31 in cross recruiting sites and rankings. Cornhuskers trying to pull even in this duel. ASU knows it's thin up in the upper echelon of weights. Kyle Valencia and Tony Negron coming up. 2 ranked matchups of their own. So many ranked wrestlers in this Nebraska lineup.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it after this match, 74, 84, 97 heavyweight. There isn't really a clear win for ASU in any of these weight classes. And so, you know, starting at 165, they got to keep the momentum. And this is kind of where the intermission goes against you as a team, especially after Kyle Parco and Ja'Cory Thiemer, they're 2 number 3 guys, are able to close it out.
Trying to pick up where they left off before the break. Sun Devils have now won the last 2 bouts. McLean looking to keep it going against Antrell Taylor. McLean, the Oklahoma State transfer, redshirt senior out of Bozeman, Montana. Antrell Taylor, the redshirt freshman and hometown product of Millard, Nebraska, out of Millard South High School. Shout out to my roommate, Jaden Taylor. Went to a rival school in Westside High School, if any of you are familiar. So a hometown kid coming to play for the Cornhuskers. McLean trying for that far leg, firing off a cax against Taylor. Taylor, a Pan American champion at 70 kilograms this offseason. 16-5 this year, 10-3 in duels. Was a 3-time Nebraska Class A state champion. McLean, a 3-time Montana state champion. Taylor with a snap, but no control. Under 20 to go in the opening bout. Out of this intermission.
Yeah, although another quiet first period, the shots have been there on both sides. It's just rather actually committing to the shots. They're still kind of in that early phase of the match where they're just doing a little shot to see if something's free, but once you start having to get to the conversion part of the shot and really committing and leaving yourself vulnerable to a good sprawl or, you know, getting turned on, it's that's where they're starting to stop before, just because it's so early in the match.
We talk about Sun-Kissed Kids during the intermission, and John Smith, once a member of the club, Talking about McLean having that influence of a guy like that in his corner, and now Zeke Jones, also a member of that club, in his corner. The influence of coaches throughout collegiate wrestling and the sport in general have been a great impact in influencing guys like McLean and Taylor. Guys across the country and the impact of this sport. I think Zeke Jones arguing whether that was an escape or not if McLean lost control on the edge of the mat. Each side will go to their respective corners. I think that it could be argued that McLean did still have control.
Yeah, regardless, match is still very close up until this point, and McLean's hanging on. Although Antrell Taylor's top 10 guy, but it's not a 1 versus 31 matchup. Like, there's still a chance on both sides, and I think focusing for McLean, you really want to just make sure you don't get out of this match at all. A lot of these large rank disparity matchups, there's just a 10-15 second period with a guy wrestles a little bit passively, and that's really where these rank gaps start to show. So McLean's just got to keep pushing, but you saw it on not letting Taylor get loose. He's really trying to wrestle close and wrestle hard and not just cutting him loose, and he's just got to keep doing more of that with everything.
You see Brandon Courtney giving some mentorship to Jesse Vasquez. Courtney, of course, been to the grand stage before, giving Vasquez some mentorship after his loss to Brock Hardy earlier. But just saw Richard Figueroa throw on a Sun-Kissed Kid sweater, and just the brand that this great club has had on the sport of wrestling. It just cannot be denied the impact it has had, especially on this ASU wrestling program.
But yeah, you want to go see the wrestling team's facility. The address is the Sun-Kissed Kids Wrestling Club. It's for a lot of people, it is really just one and the same extension of the other. Especially a lot of these ASU wrestlers, they wrestle outside of just the team practices. So
Rahid Valencia, Mikhail McGee, and along with Richard Figueroa, recent members that come to mind from the ASU program who have been a part of Sun-Kissed Kids, continuing their own world championships and Olympic quests. Now a brag trip and a potentially dangerous call against McLean. Now another review. So we got some extra review. I can't tell if they were calling locking hands or potentially dangerous, or what the official call was on the mat.
Yeah, it looked like, one of McLean's hands was up near, the head and neck area, but the other one was, getting wrist control. It didn't necessarily look like he was, going for like a half or anything that would put him in a dangerous position. Oh, they're still calling it.
So they are going to call an illegal hold on Chance McLean. That will give the first point to Antrell Taylor, making it a 1-1 match here early into the second period. McLean with a nice mat return, took Taylor right off his feet. Taylor continuing to try and fight, get up, but McLean persistent on the edge of the circle.
It's still early, still 1-1, but if there is a dynamic that you want to be able to win a ranked matchup where you're 20 ranks behind, it would be what's going on right now with Chance McLean, and the amount of effort and energy that he's putting into all these takedowns and mat returns.
McLean continuing to put together a tough right on top. He's 15 seconds still away from the riding time point. Some of the better wrestling we've seen from McLean this season. He's coming off a big win last night for his own personal benefit with an upset over Jake Logan, a top 30 wrestler in this weight class as well. An 8-1 win for McLean over the Mountain Hawk last night.
On the other side of things, though, Antrell Taylor's wrestling pretty well, too, especially defensively. He might not, have complete match control or anything, but he's been in a lot of bad situations so far, and, just naturally the other wrestler being the aggressor, and he's been able to get out of them all, fairly well.
15 seconds for the riding time point for Chance McLean. Taylor denies that opportunity as he escapes quickly and takes the 2-1 lead in this match. Minute to go in the second period. Each side looking for their first takedown, in Nebraska looking to even up the duel at 9-9. 3-point advantage slim for ASU. And now a technicality against Taylor. Very called tugging on the singlet. And that's going to give a point to McLean, tying the match at 2-2. We've seen technicalities play a large factor in some of these matches. So we saw some from Julian Klebov and Jesse Vasquez earlier. And now 2 from each wrestler in this match. Every point crucial in this slim, tough, high-stake duel to end the season, senior day, for Sun Devil Wrestling.
Surprisingly, though, no stalling. These wrestlers have been going at it really the whole match.
Both wrestlers in the center of the pitchfork. Dicing back and forth, a shot by Taylor. A counter by McLean, trying to finish at the end of the round, but can't get there with short time. And McLean will go on bottom to start the third, and Zeke Jones raises the roof on Mullet Arena.
Yeah, after McLean here, he can get the point if he gets the escape, and also he still has a stall warning to be able to just see how the pace of the match is going before he has to give up that point, which would counteract his escape point.
McLean quickly gets free as Taylor cuts him loose.
Taylor's looking for the takedown here.
Taylor's slowly ramping up his attacks as he got in a better feel, and a nice redirection and takedown on the slam. And Taylor wasted no business at the start of this third period. The first takedown for either wrestler gives Taylor a 2-point advantage.
Yeah, he didn't even try and hold him from escaping. His plan from the start of staying on top was let him escape, get the takedown. That's just what he did.
We know how crucial, we kind of talk about how McLean serves as the tipping point in these kind of duels. When he wins, ASU, more often than not, goes on to win the duel. We know in the back end of this lineup, it's tougher for the Sun Devils to compete against these Midwest teams like Nebraska, who have some great upper weight divisions to counter the Sun Devils' weaknesses.
Especially 74, 84, 97, heavyweight, all really being difficult to be winnable for ASU. I mean, having it as a 6-point lead instead of tied up is crucial going into those last few weight classes.
It's a 1-point match. As you mentioned, no stall calls yet from either wrestler, but technicalities have been a factor. Taylor a snap.
Yeah, and although, there's a little bit over a minute on the clock, McLean really only has 30 seconds to press, because those final 30 seconds are going to be playing tag, essentially, to get that win.
Fake shot redirect. Now both wrestlers tied up. McLean with the double overs, now in wizard position, in a tough spot. Trying to reach for that near ankle. Taylor trying to mat return him to the ground. Now Taylor drags McLean back in and piles on top for the takedown. So that put McLean down 4.
Now it's escape and takedown territory for McLean, but
Taylor putting together a strong third period. Started off with a quick takedown and now follows up with his second straight.
that outside of the match has been really good for Taylor, getting him on the outside and just being able to control the zone, and bad position, you just take it out and you reset.
McLean needs a takedown to tie the match. It's 21 seconds to go here at 165. McLean firing, digging for a shot. Taylor with all kinds of defense shoots in on a blast double. And his third takedown of the third period. Puts the exclamation point on this victory for Antrell Taylor. And what a way to finish. It's not how you start, it's how you finish in wrestling. And it seemed as the match progressed, Antrell Taylor just got better and better.
And it seems as Antrell Taylor built that lead, there was some word exchange between the two wrestlers, especially taking him out. But
3 ranked wins for the Sun Devils, 3 ranked wins for the Cornhuskers. It's 9-9 here in Tempe.
And now, if you're an Arizona State fan, you gotta look at the lineup sheet and be like, where are we gonna get this next upset? Is it gonna be Kyle, Negron, whatever's